Hello and welcome everyone to the 6th round of the season. This is Austria. We're here for Tier 3, Season 3. It is round 6, like I said. We're at Austria. And this is Tier 3. I am PMBO5, and I am joined by my co-commentator today, Davis2K7. Davis, how are you doing?
Good. How about you?
What'd you say? I was just testing the stream audio quickly.
I said good. How about you?
I'm good as well. I'm glad to be back for Austria. I'm glad to be back for another week of racing in ARL. Because although the championship might be a bit tight, or it might be a bit spread apart, it still is tight between people throughout the rest of the field, because if Bennett makes a mistake again, like that happened in Japan, they can easily capitalize, and that's true. That could happen. And almost a near collision between Hellcat and Fake Fiery. That was close between those two. That could have ended poorly between those two drivers, because that could have been a bad accident right there. As things stand, Bennett is on the pole, but let's go over a few things from this race, Davis, last season and etc. So I want to go over Austria Tier 3 last season. You were in this race. Let's start with the more, I wouldn't say controversial, but the more weird part about this race when it started. There was Xbox Live problems. This race was supposed to start that Friday, on my birthday, in fact. That kind of got ruined, but it was May 22nd, earlier this year. That was supposed to start around there at that time, but of course, that was on a Friday, but the problem was Xbox Live that day had server connection issues, and there was problems with the party, problems with everything else. There was problems with a lot of things, and that caused the race to be postponed. And that race was postponed to Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. UK, the same time, just on a different day. With that being said, what that did, though, had created some history. Two drivers who made their one start got on the podium, which was TJR and Nossman. But that race, 6 different drivers make their first start in that race. And with that being said, none of those drivers are racing today, still in ARL. So, kind of weird saying that, but go over that part, Davis. What you kind of thought of the whole Xbox Live server connection issues and all of that being said as well.
Yeah, a lot of people were complaining about it the whole race during qualifying and stuff. Some people could not set lap times, and it would just lag them out. And once it lagged us out, you wouldn't be able to join back. So of course, everybody was complaining, trying to get a postponed. So it didn't get postponed. And when we raced again, the servers were all right and stuff, and the race was clean. Besides, with 2 safety cars and the last lap incident between Ditto and Zig.
Yeah, I think that was probably a big forgettable day for me, if anything. A day I was gonna race GSR Tier 2, do my one-off start. I did that, and then of course I lagged out from the race lead. Only came back to finish 2nd, which was not bad, but of course you would love to have that race win, but it didn't happen that time. And there's a McLaren spun around. That's communist. And he's got gravel on his tires. But no, the thing is that again about that race. That race was gonna be you, Vanquisher, Patriot at the front. Let's talk about that race from last season. That race from last season was an interesting one, because there's a car coming. Yep, CJ. Yep, all right. Anyway, that race last season. Let's talk about it for a moment, Davis, because you won the race. It was going to be you, Patriot, but you two made contact off the start, deemed as a racing incident. But talk to me about the start itself besides that. Vanquisher split at 3 wide. That was his only start, if I'm correct. And because of that, that got to an interesting race, and that was probably one of the best races of the season. Let's start at the start first, like I said. Explain your your perspective from the start, from this race a season ago in Tier 3.
Well, I got a horrible start in Vanquisher. Of course, he got a better start than both me and Patriot. So of course he split it 3 wide, entering turn 1. I went wide, and I don't know. I think I hit something, and my car just shot straight back down the track in the Patriot. The safety car did help Patriot, but I mean, I still say he cost himself speeding in pits.
I just want to remind people, because of what I just seen from Cart, that people trying to enter the pits this weekend to avoid collisions, to avoid any problems, and avoid any invalidations from the game, because it is strict corner cutting, to enter the pit lane within the white lines and to enter it correctly. That's what you need to do. Impressive for CJ Pants. He just goes up to 4th right there. That's impressive by him. I also want to speak about as well, just some other things while I got the chance to do so. The white line thing, like I said, you need to enter the pit lane within that white line, or like next to it, to the point where you're not causing yourself to get warnings, crashing into, just etc. You get the point. I'm pretty sure at that point. But let's talk about that race a little bit more. A race-long battle between, and I think that's got in the way there. Blue Goggy's got in the way there. Black Draw, that's on an outlap though. So that might not be as effective. But those two are teammates for this Grand Prix. But anyway, Davis, let's talk about that. Just the race a little bit itself. You know, you were dominating out front. TJR was trying to gain on you. He had some penalties because it was regular corner cutting at the time. He had decided to cut some corners, but you still kept the lead, of course. And nobody was catching you. But behind that, which I'm sure you probably watched back the race, your teammate Fire King at the time, you're still in the same team as him, but just in different tiers. Your teammate Fire King gone on to finish 5th after a last lap crash between Ditto and Zig. Those two battled all race long, and yeah, that was kind of the most interesting part of the race. We could say that probably your win is probably overshadowed from that. You could probably say.
Yeah, very, very good drive by my teammate last season, which was Fire King, and still is this season. He got his first top 5 last season, and that was a really good drive by him. And then and then final lap, of course. Yeah, final lap, of course. Zig and Ditto, you know, that happened, and I think it was turn 5 and 6 or 7.
Yep.
The whole wreck happened over there, and I think that's when the quote was made, which we're not gonna say that.
She hit you. We'll just say that. That's what Pluto had said. I remember that. But yeah, no, from that race last season, is Hellcat's been disqualified from the session. I have no idea what that's for, but he's going to be starting at the back in 19th, near where Aaron Ocon is starting. Aaron Ocon had a quali ban to start off with in this race, so that's why he's starting back there. Impressive by M&K Boy. If he can keep this pole position, that'd be amazing. He'd be the first Hungarian driver to get in the podium in ARL. That would be 10 different nationalities winning a race, if that's going to be the case. But yeah, Fire King took his first top 5 at the time, at this time last season, making it a Toro Rosso 1-5 in this race. Yeah, and I remember Fire King kind of quoting it as well. This way, he put it on a stream, not on a stream, but just from his words, that he knew with how that battle of Zig and Ditto were battling, how hard they were battling, that they were gonna wreck, and it definitely seemed like it, and they did. So of course he did predict the future there. Let me go over a few other things as well. Last week out in Tier 3, it was Bennett dominating completely. Black Raw, his first points was a podium. That was last week. And I think M&K Boys also improved a little bit more as well. I've not got the notifications from the session. Nice one. Yeah, M&K Boy has improved a little bit more. So has Bennett. That's for the top spot. Bennett getting a challenge a little bit so far. So that's quite interesting. Anyway, I want to talk about just last week, just for a second, Bennett, Black Raw, Squid, that was the podium. Squid wasn't able to make it this week, and Fire King does go up to 5th as well. Anyway, let's go over the point standings here now, heading into this race. Bennett with a 31-point lead. So if he has a problem today or something happens, the least amount of points he'll, well, the least amount of points he'll get to is 4 points ahead, which isn't bad. Oh, there's some collision at turn 3, that is. That's CJ actually off the track. He's letting people go. It looked like a collision with the Haas, but yeah, that was Fire King. That was close to him. So it looked like a collision. Maybe not, but we come to the final 2-3 minutes of the session, and M&K Boy, oh, he's getting held behind the McLaren of Communist right now. And this is not good. Anyway, yeah, Tier 3 points quickly. Just want to go over that one more time. Bennett, 99 points out in the lead. He has all McLaren's points, we'll put it that way. And, yeah, simple way to put it. Raptor behind with 68. Squid, who could make today, 67 points for him. He's not too far behind. Hissy as well. He's down in fourth, 49 points. And Squid, yeah, of course, 67 points, but 32 behind. Those guys are going to have to do a lot of work, especially Raptor and Hissy. You know, they're going to have to do a lot. And especially M&K Boy as well, because he usually has not been the best with attendance this season. He still is on a full-time ride for the reason, of course, that he actually said why he could miss those races. And there's another yellow flag. That is the racing point of Burning Man. And Bennett's left the session, so you're going to have to invite Bennett back, Davis.
That's going to cost him a pole.
At least a pole, yeah.
Yeah.
Burning Man's got invalidated, but here we come to the final minutes of qualifying. Yeah, so just a quick look on constructor sittings as well. Burning Man trying to get out of the way. He's got no fuel. Oh, right in front of Ditto, that is. That's on a lap for Ditto, and he's got in the way of Black Draw, and they almost collide. Yeah, that was a bit dangerous by Burning Man. Although he's sitting 9th, he may not finish there like that after that happened. Bennett gets back in the session, but he's in the pits, so he may not have a final run at qualifying for that pole position. Constructor seedings, McLaren with 99 points, Renault with 86. Renault's 86 is only 13 points behind McLaren's 99. And AlphaTauri, they are not too far behind as well. They're 14 behind. Every point for them will matter because they've got a reserve with Blue Bugatti Racing. But for the first starts from these guys, Ditto returns, Fake Fiery, a reserve again, Blue Bugatti a reserve again. Patra VC first starting a full-time ride. You also have Burning Man returning as a reserve again, and Fire King making another start after a week missed. Anyways, final stuff of qualifying. And yeah, that does look like a blocking penalty from Burning Man because that was pretty bad. That could have been a severe collision. And luckily it wasn't, but that was very tight, and I'm sure that's why I've got pinged in Discord.
Yep.
Well, here we come for the final laps. There's the McLaren coming to the line. That is going to be Communist. He's going to start a lap. There is also racing between Patra VC and Card. They're both on laps. Well, that's just lag then. Okay. I don't know what that was. Anyways, there is a Red Bull coming to the line. That's M&K Boy. He's going to start a lap now. He was invalid, and I think he's going to be invalid again. So he may not have a run for this pole position. It's going to be qualifying over unless he can get another lap and up again. There was someone who improved on their time. That might have been Ditto. Ditto did improve possibly to 9th. That is another position for her. You also have Thrasher starting a lap. Thrasher won this race in Season 1 off penalties in Tier 2. But you also have the Red Bull coming to the line. That's Riskiest Robin. He's going to try to get in a lap. 4 seconds behind. You also have out laps and starting laps. Invalidation for the Mercedes of Patra VC, but he's going to come to the line now to possibly start a lap, and Bennett's out of the session, so he will not get pole. It will be a third different pole sitter this season. There's a Ferrari coming to the line. That's Hissy. He's complete the checker flag. He's 37 with thousands down. The McLaren Communist, he's out of the session already, but the AlphaTauri coming behind that. That's Blue Gagi. Going to come to the line. Blue Gagi's going to go 15th. The Racing Point as well. There's CJ coming to the line. He's going to DNF, but he's 3/10 behind on his lap. You also have the Red Bull of M&K Boy, who's invalidated. He's going to take pole right now, but you also have people on out laps and current laps. You also have the Williams of Ditto. Where does she go? She stays where she does, but there's Thrasher and Fire King all on laps. Fire King actually in an out lap. Yeah, Fire King actually gets to start that lap. Thrasher coming in the pits. There's the Mercedes of, that's Cart coming to the line. He's a 10th up. He does go 9th. That's in the top 10. But the Red Bull of Riskiest Robin does complete the lap. I think that might be it. But Fire King, he's going to try a lap. Did get it at the last second. Fake Fire, he has joined back the session. And yeah, Fire King has had to back off for that one. Domina Square, actually. No, he's gone off. That's M&K Boy on pole. He's the third different pole sitter in Tier 3 this season after we've had just JSE Hellcat and Bennett get the last 5 poles and the first 5 poles of the season. It's M&K Boy. The first Hungarian driver on the pole position in Square is burning it down, I guess. Patra VC has joined back as well. That's the end of qualifying right now. Interesting qualifying. Bennett does not start on the front row. But that's besides the times he's not started on pole, that's his highest qualifying. 59 1000 separate 1 and 2, M and K Boy and Bennett. Then you have behind that Black Raw, CJ Pants, and Fire King rounds out the top 5. Impressive stuff by them. But you also have dark horses outside the top 5, such as Raptor, Hissy, Thrasher. You won this race in Season 1. Can you do something about it? Raptor finished 4th in Season 1 as well, in Tier 2, when that was the lowest tier. Cart and Ditto all round out the top 10. But outside the top 10, you have Burning Man. I also want to keep an eye on Communist. Tommy Karate, Square, who took the fastest lap point in GSR Austria yesterday. Patcher VC in a full-time ride. Hellcat and Aaron, who all got disqualified. Aaron for the quali ban, Hellcat for whatever reason it was. They're going to be fighting their way through the field. About to start the Grand Prix here pretty soon at Austria. Safety car, VSC, no safety car. What do we see, Davis?
Most likely a safety car. At least there's gonna be at least one safety car in this race. Hopefully, I mean, I'm hoping there's a safety car unlike last week at France. But maybe I say a safety car lap. I just think it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, I think, what was it, last season there was a safety car in lap 1, if I'm correct? You
yes.
probably remember better than I do.
Yeah, there was a wreck in the back end that helped Patriot go fix his damage from it.
There you go. 37 viewers already. Let's hope we can get that viewer count up to at least 45, because that's who had it last week in Tier 3. I'd like to beat that, you know, but hey, I might be asking a little bit too much. Is all 20 drivers on the grid, though? That's my question, because I don't see all 20 drivers on this grid. I see people lagging out from what I've seen. Patcher VC's car's ghosted. Fake Fiery's car is ghosted. They've got to get it back in the session. If they've got back, well, I don't know if they've got back completely in the session. You might need to invite them, Davis, but that is Patcher VC, who I think joined back, is going to have to try to take control of the car. You also have Fake Fiery as well, who's going to have to take control of that car. Someone's going to have to teach him how to do that, because this is his second F1 start, and Patcher VC's left the session. He's going to have to try to rejoin back. You're going to need to invite him, Davis, but I'm going to go through the favorites in the formation lap. I'm going to go through 2 of them. M&K Boy starts on pole. It's interesting to say that M&K Boy steals that pole position from Bennett. You see the soft, medium, soft, hard strategy. Softs can definitely go that 12 laps like we see, but how long will the mediums be able to go if that's the case as well? Anyways, M&K Boy, like I said, Hungarian driver, the first Hungarian driver in this league. He starts from pole for the first time in ARL. It's going to be interesting to see if he could get the pole to the race win. That'll be... Ooh, that was close right there. Bennett as well. Actually, no. I'm going to go with Fire King because... I was going to go with Bennett. I'll leave that up to your choice, Davis, if you want to. But I'm going to go with Fire King. In this race last season, he finished 5th. That's where he starts right now. He's going to try to make that 2 results better to get himself a first podium this season. If you remember back to Japan, he was in prime position to take that podium. But the problem was he pitted under the last safety car and cost himself of a chance of it. So he might have a chance to redeem himself today.
No, well, you took Fire King from me, so I'm gonna go with Bennett. He's leading the drivers' champ by over 30 points. I mean, qualified on the front row, he should be able to get by all the mess depending on how good of a start he gets. I think he has a really good shot to win this. And I'm going to go down in P6, which is Raptor. I think he has a really good shot. Good qualifying position in P6. As long as nobody forces anything 3 wide and stuff, I think he should be fine.
Yeah, we've seen Rex here on the start before in Tier 2. And Fake Fire's got the fastest lap. Nice one. He's back in the session. 5 red lights come upon us. We're just waiting for the 5 red lights to go out here. It's Austrian Grand Prix time. For the 6th round of the season, they're revving it up, and they go. I think Bennett got a better start. M&K Boy had a horrible start, and he makes contact off the front row, and there's wing damage from the Ferrari. That's Hissy, but already fixing themselves up at turn 1. There's contact between the Williams and the Haas. That's broken more for wing, but to the race lead, Bennett goes. Black Raw getting the slipstream down to turn 3 at the hairpin, but Raptor also trying on CJ. He hits the grass. This is for 3rd. The 2 Williams almost collide as well. Going off and then the runoff, that's CJ Pants. Having to rejoin the track in front of Thrasher, who's gained a few positions. Maybe more than a few, because he's up to 4th now from about 9th. You also have Tommy Karate, who fell back near MK Boy, and they're fighting for 6th as well. MK Boy with a horrible start, and Raptor is now challenging and trying to defend from Thrasher for the podium spot. Thrasher, he's going to get into the podium so far on lap 1. That's great stuff. But it's still a long race. JSC Hellcat gets by his teammate Hissy, who picked up some damage. Aaron O'Con and Burning Man, they go into the runoff. Burning Man having to use the grass. And at the back, there's Contact, Fake Fiery. He has to go in the gravel. And there's a near the yellow flag. That is Hissy, who's having to enter the pits. A 4/10 lead between Black Raw and Bennett. This is lap 2 of the Grand Prix out of 36. But you see the ERS difference. Overtake, Bennett's using it, but they've got equal ERS. Overtake will matter here so much, but you don't want to use too much ERS. That'll be probably the issue. And Thrasher spins out of turn 3 of the hairpin. After such a good start, he goes around. Well, damage from lap 1. Fire King driving wide, missing the apex. He had to, he picked up damage. 10 positions gained for Hellcat, 6 for Tommy Karate. Everyone who's currently in the top 3 gained positions. It's another place for Hellcat.
Yeah, very clean start by all of these drivers on lap 1. Aaron O'Con does pick up a 3-second, but Hellcat, 11 positions gained on lap 1 is the yellow flag. That's the Racing Point Bergman. Oh, there's a lot of stack-ups going on in turn 9.
Fire King having a pit, but he's in the grass. Something's going on with him.
Yeah.
But because Thrasher spun, Raptor takes that 2nd spot with CJ Pants and MNK Boy, who had a horrible start challenging Tommy Karate, who in 2 of his 3rd starts have been podiums. And you also have the Racing Point, who's another yellow flag for him. He's having to go to the pits this time, but Black Raw has got the DRS on the 3rd lap of the race with the overtake button engaged. This is for the race lead now. Black Raw is going to try to go to the outside. Cannot get the move on Bennett, but he's going to try to switch back. He's back down the inside. This is for the race lead again. 3 cars pitting as well, but Black Raw cannot get the race lead by Bennett. He stays ahead, but Black Raw, he's switching back right now off the exit of the 2 left-handers. At the first one, now to the 2nd one of the 2 left-handers. He's so close to getting the race lead, can't do so.
Let's see if he can get Bennett on the straight on. He makes a mistake as there's a yellow flag in the back. That's Patrick BC and the grass in turn 7.
Hellcat's also trying to challenge on Ditto. Remember, Ditto put up an aggressive fight last season for podium position. Well, for a top 5 position. This was in this race last season. Hellcat tries to go by, but Ditto is trying to challenge back, and Hellcat is trying to switch back as well.
Here comes MK Boy on
Boy.
CJ Pants.
This is going to be crucial because of his bad start. You saw he had the pace in qualifying. Will he be able to transfer this in the race? But now CJ Pants dives down his inside and touches with him. Ditto stays ahead of Hellcat. Hellcat trying to go from 20th on the grid to currently 7th, or actually 19th on the grid to currently 7th. And Ditto trying to defend, bangs wheels with Hellcat. Ditto trying to stay ahead. Ditto overdriving the corner just a little bit. But JSC Hellcat, tank slapper for him. He couldn't get the run off the corner that he wanted. Raptor picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's crucial for his race. If he wants to be able to be in the fight for the championship, he can't have mistakes like those. Penalties are very, very, very common around this racetrack. I mean, wouldn't you say, Davis?
Yes, it's very strict when it comes to corner cutting at this track.
Hellcat's trying again on Ditto. This is to the outside now before turn 1. But it wasn't enough of a fight because Hellcat got ahead. But Ditto will have the DRS down to turn 3 at the hairpin. Will Ditto be able to fight back because she's got Cart and Communist in the train of cars behind as well. Ditto gonna go from a long way back. Gonna try what Verstappen pulled. And Leclerc in 2019. She's got the move done, but Hellcat has to go a bit wide and has to run off into the grass almost right there, and that's allowed Cart to take advantage as well. But Cart back down the inside of Ditto, down at turn 4. Cart really barging his way through, and now that's allowed Hellcat to try to challenge Ditto as well. And the front two between Black Raw and Bennett, this is a close battle. This is really, really tight. They're staying within DRS. The ERS difference in Black Raw has actually got the advantage on ERS. He can afford to use more of his overtake button, where Bennett, if he uses more of his overtake button, he won't be in contention to have the straight line speed, if that makes sense. Because if you use the overtake button and you have it below 10% on the straight line, on the straights, you may not have a chance to gain as much speed as you want to as the previous times. And there's the yellow flag. That is the Alfa Romeo, or the Mercedes, that is. But Ditto and Hellcat, they're challenging one more time. This is for 8th and 9th. Ditto gonna dive back down the inside at the hairpin. Ditto goes through.
He goes back up
for
to
the
the
race
outside
lead.
of Bennett.
Keeping it close, it's Black Raw trying to dive down the inside of the first left-hander. He's going through ahead of Bennett, but Bennett, trying the long way around, cannot do so. Another yellow flag again. That's people going into the pits. Probably why they're a little bit slower with the wing damage they may have. Blugagi going into the pits. Not a good start for Matty Muma's brother in this race. But the gap between Raptor and Bennett is kind of staying pretty close from what it was a few laps ago. But you can see that gap. It's not helping Raptor has a penalty. He probably doesn't have much confidence that he has a penalty. But it does give you more confidence to try to push. But now it's Hellcat's opportunity to try to pass Ditto. But you also have for the race lead, Bennett is trying to challenge back on Black Raw. This is into the hairpin at turn 3 in the lap 7 of the Grand Prix. Bennett goes through. He's not going to have the DRS, though. Black Raw will. He's going to engage the overtake button. Black Raw will. With the help of the DRS. This is down to turn 4 this time. Black Raw, he's going to have the opportunity. He's going to go to the outside this time. But he's going to switch back as well. He goes through. He's ahead for the race lead. And Fire King picks up his first penalty of the race. Fake Fiery having to pit as well. I hear you, Davis. I don't know when to talk. There's so much going on. I can't blame you. Well, Davis, there's a battle between 8th place Ditto, Communist, and Aaron, who had the quali ban. How crucial is it for Aaron as Ditto picks up a penalty? How crucial is it for Aaron Ocon to pick up any spots in any places he can right away from this? Because when pit cycles come around and when the undercut will be very crucial. And as well, because he takes another place there from 20th to 9th. How crucial will it be for him in the championship? Because he only has 1 point in the season so far in the championship.
I mean, it'll be good. He's gained 11 positions after the quali ban, so I think if he didn't have a quali ban, he might be probably in the top 5 right now. But yeah, it's going to be very crucial. Every position, only 1 point. If he just continues up this great work, then I think he'll get some good points.
Down to turn 3, Hellcat and Aaron, they make a little bit of contact at turn 3, but that's allowed Communist, who fell back 2 places, to maybe take an opportunity. He cannot do so. With the front 2 battling, I've noticed MNK Boys kind of caught up a little bit to Bennett and them. He's got the pace to do so, Davis. Will he have the consistency? Will he have the right, will it be the right time to catch up?
Oh, maybe. I think it might be too late when it comes to the pit stops, though. Because now it's 5.3.
108.6 last lap for Black Raw. 107.9 for Bennett, who picked up a warning. But a 107.8 for MNK Boy right now. So that's going to be very big for him. But Bennett has took the race lead back from Black Raw. Hellcat goes by Ditto again. This is into turn 1. Ditto trying to switch back. A long race battle between these guys. It's been for the whole race. Risky's Robin with a penalty, but Ditto going to the left side for. This is for the 8th position now on Hellcat. A little bit of touching there before turn 2. Now to turn 3, the hairpin. And now Ditto stays ahead, but Hellcat's going to have the help of DRS now. Down to turn 4. Bob ahead of that. Tommy Karate's going to try and MK and probably take advantage. But behind that, Hellcat going by on Ditto. There's contact. Ditto goes in the grass, goes out of the race and around. That might bring out a safety car. That is a VSC though. And MNK Boy is off into the grass. Oh no. MNK is on wheels, so he should be able to keep consistent. Yeah, that's true. But now that he's had problems, this is allowing the front guys to pit for hard tires. This should be maybe mediums if they're wanting to stretch it for another safety car. But Raptor stays out. CJ Pan stays out. They're all pitting under this VSC. This will be crucial. Cart picks up a penalty. They all should be going for the hard tires if they are pitting under this VSC. mean, you bet a lot of people who, oh, Tommy Karate to the mediums. That might not be the right strategy call, but that could be good if the two-stop does come into play, and that could be good if another VSC or safety car does come out and come into the hands of this race. And CJ is really wanting to get going. He almost runs in the back of Raptor, and now he's slipstreaming Raptor down to turn 4 this time. And then K-Boy gets by Cart, and that is for third. And then K-Boy, a huge lockup.
Did the top 4 make the right call of staying out under that VSC, or will it affect them later? On? We saw the hard tires. Some were in puncture territory in GSR yesterday. So how's that going to play out today? And does the caution
Crash!
yellow flag in sector 3?
That's square.
I mean, my bad. Turn 3, not sector 3.
That's square off the racetrack, right in front of Fire King. Square ran wide, and he is probably trying for softs to hards, or actually soft mediums. That's what he had told me, I think, that he was doing. And the previous party we were in, I guess you could say, before the race. Anyways, JC Cart now trying on M&K Boy. This is down toward turn 3 at the hairpin. Cart trying to go ahead, but runs just a little bit wide before the corner, and he's got the spot now ahead of M&K Boy, so he is clear, and he can steer clear.
Yeah, the front two both have really low ERS, so those two are going to be equal, but now can he try to get up there and battle
net
for the
lead?
Yeah, net lead is...
Black Draw. Got ahead. He's ahead, but can he clear Bennett? Yes, he can. He's far ahead now. And got himself out of range there of getting overtaked right there. So he has got the net race lead right now. Black Raw trying after his first podium last week. He's trying to do what Thrasher did in Tier 2 in Season 1. Get his first podium and the first few races. And then the next week you go get your first win. That's what Thrasher did. And Black Raw is trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, CJ's trying to gain on Raptor right now, but it's just not looking like enough. Raptor is using all his ERS along with CJ Pan, so those two both at 3%. I think that's going to affect them later on in this race, but now you got Blackdraw and Bennett. They're in P1 and 2, so how are those cars going to play it out at the end?
I'm quite concerned for Tommy Karate in the mediums. If this race does not get another safety car, he is screwed. He is screwed.
Yep.
Stands Thrasher's got a penalty. Let's do just a quick penalty check since there's not really many close battles on the racetrack. Raptor, the race leader, penalty plus a warning. CJ, penalty. Cart, penalty. M&K Boy, 2 warnings. Black Raw, penalty. Bennett's got himself only 2 warnings, so you could probably check if those are collisions. And Tommy Karate has got himself 2 penalties. The back, this is for 15th, though. Thrasher, Burning Man, Fake Fiery. This is at the back of the battle. Thrasher, who I believe got damaged after his spin. M&K Boy goes to pit. CJ Pants goes to pit. Yeah, that's really going to hurt them considering that VSC came out. But Thrasher spun out to turn 3, had a great start. Will he be able to recover in this race because of that? Thrasher won this race for Season 1 for what was Toro Rosso. It is Haas now that he's trying to win this race for. But his teammate, who also had some damage in lap 1, doesn't sit too far ahead of him. He's in a battle with Square right now. Anyways, M&K Boy coming out of the pits. It's right near his teammate, Riskiest Robin, who's yet to pit in this race. 12 lap softs. He is one of 3 people in this race yet to pit. And now M&K Boy is battling Aaron Ocon coming out of the pits. This is down to turn 2, the little kink. Now down to turn 3, the hairpin. Aaron Ocon gets into the grass, but around the outside, around the inside, M&K Boy has got the spot, but pushes Aaron Ocon into the runoff area, similar to how Verstappen and Leclerc collided in 2019.
When are the front two going to pit on those 12 lap old softs, now 13? I do not know how long the softs can make it. The medium strategy is available now. So I wonder when are these soft runners going to come in? I don't know how long they can make it.
The softs can make it from 12 to 17 laps. 17 laps if you're that risky. But they're trying for the medium strategy, which can last 19 to 23 laps. They're trying to go the end of the race with the mediums. That's what they're trying to do. And I know that's why Raptor and Cart stayed out under that VSC. That's why. They want to go softs mediums. They wanted to stick to their plan. And Aaron Ocon is trying a riskiest Robin. Aaron Ocon's got that place very easily now. Still got a lot of his overtake left in Mr. Riskiest Robin, but nah, of course, he celebrated his first points back in Japan 2 weeks ago. And now he gets to a track where last season there were 2-3 people. There were so many people who could have took their points positions, or first points positions, but had failed to do so. Zig was one of them at the time. He still got points. And yeah, Car and Raptor are coming in the pits now. I'm going to assume this is for mediums. If they go hards, I'd be a bit shocked, but they're trying to make it a tough one for themselves. Going, ooh, that's Risky Robin. And Hissy going wheel to wheel at the left-hander. The first of two. Hissy gets ahead. But yeah, they are going for the mediums, so I'm not surprised about that one bit. Now for the race lead, it's Bennett and Black Raw. Bennett is going to go by with ease, but he's still having to challenge Black Raw. And yeah, Black Raw goes into the grass, and a little bit tough defending for him. But Bennett runs wide at turn 3, the hairpin. Yep, that was not enough for Black Raw to challenge. Risky Robin pitting for the first time in this race. Will he go mediums? Will he go hards? The strategy is open for mediums from lap 15 to 17 for him, from what it looks like. He is going to the mediums, so a good strategy called by him for being in F1 League Racing for the first time. Fire King as well just picked up a penalty not too long ago. I believe that's his second penalty of the race. Last night in GSR, I mean, I know it's regular corner cutting, kept it penalty free. I don't even think he had any warnings from track limits. It was regular corner cutting, so you could see why. But after the race, he did get a penalty, and Hellcat goes into the grass and has to run off. But Black Raw picks up a second penalty, and now Raptor and Hellcat going wheel to wheel. This is at the left-hander. Turn 8 for a moment. They cannot be heading into the penultimate corner. Hellcat is ahead.
Yeah, Tommy Karate's gonna have to bet on a safety car because those mediums will not make it. We saw GSR yesterday; those mediums are not gonna make it that long.
Lewis
no way
had a I know it was with the rain, but Lewis had a puncture. It was Lewis 300252. He had a puncture on the last lap of the race because of how worn his mediums were. That's how bad they were. Raptor goes by Hellcat now into the hairpin. Raptor's ahead for 5th. Aaron Ocon picks up a penalty as well. In this race, it's a battlefield race. Burning Man goes by Riskiest Robin again. Now Fake Fiery's trying to challenge Riskiest Robin. This is into the penultimate corner. There's no way this will work. They're side by side. They make it work. Incredible stuff by them. But now Hellcat is trying to challenge back at Raptor. This is into the first left-hander of the 2. Now Hellcat goes ahead, but Raptor, who tried along the outside, cannot do so. And Riskiest Robin does pick up another penalty, but you have Cart challenging Raptor, who is challenging Hellcat right now. This is all for 5th now, this crazy battle, but Black Raw, who picked up 2 penalties, will definitely not be in the prime position to challenge Bennett, because Bennett has 2 warnings, and Black Raw has 2 penalties. It's not crucial. Or that is crucial for Black Raw, but not crucial for him to have those penalties. It's not what he needs. Raptor goes by Hellcat. Now it's Cart's opportunity. He's going to try to make a double overtake Cart. He's going to try on Raptor now to turn 2, the little kink. Now turn 3, the hairpin. Raptor going in the grass, having to go a bit wide, but Raptor trying to challenge back at turn 3. Almost hits into him. And now Raptor gets passed by Hellcat as well. Cart, good job to him by a double overtake right there. I was a bit surprised by that one. Patcher VC also trying to challenge Fake Fiery as well. 2 cars lap down, Thrasher and Blugagi in this race. Now it's Patcher VC on Fake Fiery into turn 1. Ooh, Riskiest Robin almost runs in the back of him, but Riskiest Robin in this battle behind that, and Bennett actually picks up his first penalty, so 3 seconds separate them by penalties as things stand. And Emma K-Boy, he picks up another spot, and yeah, close where there with Riskiest Robin and Fake Fire, but it's also a little bit closer between Patcher VC, who has to run off a little bit in the little skid pad. He has to run off. But Burning Man does stay ahead, and he's probably going to get himself out of DRS range, Burning Man will, with the way this fight is going.
Yeah, 10-second gap between 3rd and 2nd, so the front 2 have just pulled away from this field. Card just passed CJ Penny for P4, so now Card, he need to try to make his way through the field on 2-lap old mediums, so he is on stretch mediums, which is the
Coming back at
strat.
it. Patcher VC is into the barrier! He's got some damage!
Yes.
And that's right in front of the leaders. That's a VSC. Square's going to go soft, mediums by the looks of this now. And yeah, Black Raw, he's trying to get a big run on Bennett now because of where they're at in the race lead. He could easily get this VSC restart really good if they can manage things well. Now, CJ, Hellcat, Raptor, a little train between them for 4th. They're trying to catch up to Tommy Karate as Hellcat pits.
Yeah, Tommy Karate
Also
stayed
pitting his
out.
patch.
I disagree with that.
Yeah. DRS is enabled for the race lead now. This is out of turn 3. Black Draw is trying on Bennett now. This is for the race lead again, like we said, because close, and maybe even closer each time. CJ Pants at turn 3 cannot do anything to compromise his turn. But you also have Hellcat going into the medium square, who's pitting. Hellcat coming out behind his teammate Hissy. Hellcat Aaron, who started 19th and 20th, trying to go into the points because they know they're capable of doing so with the pace they have. But Cart does stay ahead of CJ Pants again. This is at turn 4, now to turn 5. Yeah, Cart's just got the speed and momentum to stay ahead.
Yeah, 3-second time penalty for GSR Thrasher. As now Black Raw can get on Bennett. I know. I had to get
Black
something.
Raw saved a lot of his overtake to the point where he can use it, but Bennett is using a bit more of his. If Black Raw uses that overtake and manages it very well, he can get himself in the prime position to pass the race leader. He's not using any of his overtake again at all, though. That's the problem right now. He could easily get a move on, and he could easily get by him right now. The problem for him, he might use it down to turn 4 this time. This might be his opportunity.
Nope.
Hellcat gets a penalty. That's, I believe that's the second one for him maybe in this race. Yeah, he's just not using his overtake button. I don't know why. I mean, you could use a little bit more of it. Because, I mean, I don't know if he's wanting to save it or not, but if he wants to pull a 3-second gap and get ahead of Bennett, which he's going to need to do, he needs to use his overtake button and use it, and he's going to need to abuse it, if anything. Hellcat gets by Aaron as well. That's a turn 3. That's the hairpin. Aaron Ocon's trying to switch back at it. Dominant Square and Burning Man as well. Burning Man goes to pit. Fake Fiery goes to pit as well. That's what's going on back there. While this race lead stays at 3/10. Yeah, it is tactical from both. It is. Bennett is trying to hold him up to make sure he doesn't go by, which is reasonable, but you don't want to get Tommy Karate into that fight as well. And Black Raw is trying to... He has to get by him. He has to. He simply has to pull 3 seconds. I said 6 seconds earlier. I meant to say 3, but in case he gets another penalty, he needs to pull 6 seconds, at least at the minimum. And even in case one of them try to appeal their penalties, that's the problem as well. Again, for the race lead, it's so close between them. Bennett stays ahead. Black Raw just behind. It is close again between them, like I said, and those two cannot get away from one another. Off the track there, that was a lap car. That was Burning Man. Down to 17th. It's been all but the top 14 lapped in this race. So, yeah, you could tell who the dominant ones are. Hissy goes a bit wide at the exit of turn 3. That's allowed Aaron Ocon to challenge as well. Aaron Ocon's got by. They're touching and barging just a little bit down to turn 4 on this long straightaway. Aaron Ocon's got ahead of Hissy.
Overtake enabled now. Here he goes.
Into turn 1. This is for the race lead. He can't clear him just yet. They're side by side. Off the track goes Bennett, but now he's got to use his overtake button. Black Raw does. This is close between the AlphaTauri and the McLaren. This is again for the race lead down to turn 3. He's not using his overtake button, but Bennett stays ahead for the time being, but that's allowed Black Raw to get the DRS down to turn 4 now. He's got the overtake button engaged this time, and he's going to have a big run with the slipstream, with the help of draft, and now goes down to turn 4. This is for the race lead. Black Raw's got ahead. And Bennett's trying to challenge back at it, though. There's a crash behind. That's CJ Pants off the track. He may have got damaged. No, he's not. If I had told you by the start of this race, Davis, that by just a little bit past, by just a little bit past halfway, that the top 13 were going to be the only cars on the same lap as the leaders, would you have believed me?
Nope.
I mean, I would think there'd be some people lap down, but, you know, at tier 3, there are safety cars usually. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, if you wanted to join the league, just message me, PNB05 on Xbox. I'll get you sorted after the Tier 2 race later today. But now Bennett is trying on Black Raw one more time for the race lead. This is another hairpin this time. He's going to try from a long way back, but can't do so. He's got himself set up perfectly for the DRS down to turn 4. Riskiest Robin in the back. They're getting lapped as well. Black Raw keeping the race lead for now, but no overtake engaged for Bennett. But because Black Raw has used his overtake a decent amount, it's allowed Bennett to save a lot of his. It's tactical, like Pluto said, from both of them. And yeah, I see, yeah, like I said, if you want to join, I'll get you sorted after the Tier 2 race. Pitting is hissy. That puts Communist into the points for the first time. Communist trying to score, a point streak, really, of him not having any points yet. He's trying to score first points. Risky Robin picks up a penalty. Hellcat picks up a penalty again. People just picking up penalties left, right, center. If you're in this race without a penalty, I'd be shocked, and that'd be a great race for you. There's yellow flags. That is the Mercedes. That's Burning Man in the Racing Point down there. But there's also the Mercedes off. That is Patra VC. He's off down at the end of Sector 2, while Burning Man's at the at the end. At the beginning of Sector 3, end of Sector 2, and Burning Man getting to the pit lane, who had gone off there as well. But now for the podium spot, it's Cart, as Burning Man's out of the session. He's the second retirement of this race. But now Cart, gets into the corner a bit too hot right there. But Cart is challenging for this race. Jesus, yeah, I know. It's been, and Petra VC's out as well. Yeah, this race has been chaotic. This race has been chaotic in a good way. It's been action-filled. M and K Boy, 6th and 7th, they trade spots. But yeah, Cart is trying to challenge for a podium as well. I'm just looking at the chat now as I see things. What was the poll time, you ask? Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head.
104. No,
I really can't.
1035.
Yeah. Considering it's Tier 3, it's reasonable, so. Oh, yeah, that's right, with M and K Boy. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot, man.
Second was a low 1036.
Glad you remember, because if you weren't here, I wouldn't have remembered. It kind of feels lonely from you. Hey, you take over for a minute, I guess. I'll just have you take over, because you've not had so much time to talk.
Burning Man left the section, so that's very interesting. Bennett and Black are all 5 tens between each other. As Bennett, Black all was pulling away from Bennett to start off, and now Bennett has been closing the gap back in, using his overtake right now. As Blackraw does have to get 3 seconds on Bennett with 6 seconds in penalties, and Bennett only has 3, so he has to get 3 seconds on him. And there's no battles on the track besides square passing Fire King, and Fire King was in pits. So nothing exciting. But you can take back over.
Of course, when it's you taking over, it's nothing exciting.
Happens.
But yeah, regardless, Cart right now. Oh, there's yellow flag. That's a Ferrari. That's Hellcat actually off. Where he's off, that may have got damage to him. Will this bring out a safety car? I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. Cart, who just picked up a penalty, is challenging for the podium spot on Tommy Karate. He doesn't have his overtake button engaged, but they're both below 10% in the ERS, which is not very critical, as Black Raw keeps the race lead again. He's just... Black Raw, the only thing he can hope for this point, considering that's an invalidated lap time, but considering all means, he's got to hope for Bennett to get under the penalty, and Bennett getting overtaken by a lap car. That's Fire King. Those two have some history, so keep that in mind at the end of this race. Tommy Karate, 3rd and 4th with Cart. A bit of touching right there. That's got Tommy Karate a little bit wide on the apex. But yeah, Fire King trying to get his lap back here. He sits 13th as things stand. He's not just challenging Bennett, he's also giving Bennett DRS if he doesn't get off Black Raw, so that's crucial. But what I think he's trying to do, Fire King, is trying to give Black Raw DRS, considering the controversy, well, not the, I'd say the issues in the past Bennett and Black Raw, Bennett and Fire King have had. That's interesting. And yeah, Rain, oh, that's someone else. Never mind. I thought that was Rain on the track that he was talking about. I was like, oh, whoa. Right? But yeah, what that's done is that's given Black Raw some DRS, and it's not making it very critical for Bennett to catch Black Raw. That's tactical. That is.
Ghost yellow
The yellow
flag.
flag. That is an Alfa Romeo. Aaron Ocon picks up another penalty at the exit of turn 1. Actually, he had a lot of penalties in LDRL here. He got actually disqualified in LDRL here. I want to check the penalties Aaron Ocon has. Not as bad as Britain he had. Okay. Penalty invalidated. Okay, so that's not too bad compared to what I thought, at least. So not too bad. You know. Well, 9/10 between the race lead. I mean, Black Draw don't have DRS this time, but I think Fire King just wanted to go by, just try to get himself in position if a safety car were to come out, which is very good by him. It's smart, but you know, I mean, I think that's smart. And considering they're ghosted, I think it's fine, but you know, it is what it is.
Oh, 7/10. Oh, bit and left.
Oh, that's
Come
not
back
good.
and
I'm
do
gonna
something.
invite him back here.
I invited him.
I invited him too in case he needed an extra invite.
Oh, okay, so
but
he
now
has
the
to-
gap between the race lead is 2 seconds. And
Oh.
his AI is using the overtake button, with that being said.
Wow.
So I don't think he wants to waste that much overtake. At least, I don't think he wants to. But yeah, that's big. And yeah, Davis is hosting. Usually it'd be better for the co-commentator to host, and Square would be last resort. So it's... I mean, I know you're not as fine, but I don't know. I mean... I know there's been Patrick VC lagging out. He's from America. Tommy Karat. Oh, no, it was Fake Fiery who lagged out. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm not saying it because, you know, oh, you're Admin Davis. Oh, you're a commentator with me. No. I think the thing is, F1 and Xbox Live had server problems yesterday. With that being said, F1 then had server problems yesterday. F1 the game had server problems then yesterday. So, with that being said, this might be an F1 server connection problem. And yeah, Bennett is back in the session now. Probably one of the worst times to get back in the session. But the gap between the race lead is actually 5 seconds. So if Black Raw does pick up another penalty, he's going to have to get out to at least a 6-second lead. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't know any
servers are great, I
gaps.
agree. Well, I see that now. Aaron Ocon does get by Hellcat, actually. Out of turn 3. I don't know any gaps either. I'm not good with this right now.
Oh,
Fresh after giving Bennett the DRS.
6.4 seconds. That's what it is, I think.
I'm just watching everyone at this point. I don't care. Like, the good thing is for people such as, I'm just gonna put this out there, Blue Goggy, Burning Man, maybe Riskiest Robin, and a few others. It was M&K Boy Pits. The good thing for them is that with all the new people we've seen joining in the past few weeks, the thing, yeah, frame that as well. Yeah, I know. I was going to say, with all the new people joining, what those guys that I named would be hoping for is a tier 4, because they might actually be contending for points. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, that they're not contending for points in tier 3, but that'd give them a chance to contend for points in tier 4s. M&K Boy, let's come out of the pits right in front of Aaron Ocon. He'll be challenging Aaron Ocon will. Blue Goggy picks up a penalty. Hellcat's stuck in the pits with the softs. I don't know why he's been stuck in the pits for way longer. Now he's going. This may allow Square to take a points position from this. And Black Raw's pitting.
What? You're joking.
Why?
I'm looking at penalties.
Why is he pitted? He's gonna go soft at the end. He don't think his tires can make it. Wow. You can really tell he's burned up his tires, and now this puts JSE Kart into the second spot with Tommy Karate, who's been on 20-lap mediums to third. Raptor just ahead. Raptor, that's crucial for the championship right there. And then behind that, Black Road just came out right there. Oh, well, damage for Raptor running in the back of Tommy Karate. That's a turn 3, the hairpin. And yeah, I do agree with you right there, Sam Seed. Tier 1 did have problems with Uzumaki. That's true. That is very true. Raptor trying to dive it back down the inside now. A bit aggressive from him. Banging wheels there. Raptor goes ahead, and you could tell how frustrated he was with the damage. Now Black Raw, who pitted, is going to be challenging with him. Does this maybe be a concern for Bennett, who may have to pit? Is this a concern for him?
Oh, Black
Will he
Raw's
be able
gonna
to make
get
it on
held up.
tires? That's the problem. He's going to go by here in Tommy Karate now. He's got the position so far in Tommy.
He just stood
You
on
could
so
just
much
tell
to
how
hit
much
them.
faster he is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh. And here comes Black Raw back at it.
Scenario 7.
Keep in mind yeah, right? Those medium runners will be in puncture territory, but was this the right call from Black Raw? Because he's going to have to pull a big gap on Bennett regardless because of the penalties he's got. Bennett just needs another warning for a penalty. Unless one of those were for collision, I don't know. CJ
check.
Pants picks up a penalty as well. Dominant Square is challenging Hissy for a points position. It's just short of it. And yeah, I agree with you, Sam. Like, go on Square. Because I'd like to see that if Square does win, or if we actually give a bet to him on how many points he does, he'll do a face reveal. So, you know, whatever people want, that'd be great, you know?
Yeah, both of Bennett's 2 extra warnings are exceeding track limits, so one more he gets 6 seconds, so that would equal it out with Black Raw and Bennett. So it could be interesting at the end.
I'm gonna keep in mind, yesterday, Lewis and the Interconnections got a puncture on how worn his mediums were. So keep in mind, Black Raw car, they could possibly get punctures by the end of this Grand Prix if they're not careful with curbs, if they're not careful with how they manage the overtake button and everything else. If they don't manage their tire wear very well, I mean, it could also be random, but they got to be careful on their tire wear so they don't abuse it. And now Thrasher gets by Hellcat. Both of them have had a struggling race. Hellcat actually in AI right there. I don't know what that's for. Tommy and Raptor. This is for 4th now. Raptor on Tommy. It's back and forth between these two. Tommy gets ahead. Communist picks up a penalty, but now that's Raptor diving back down the inside, who has a bit of damage. And he goes by.
Yeah, Black Raw's about to get held up right here by car. Yeah, hits the back of him.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Wow.
Now Tier 1 doesn't have glitches, and now, yeah, you see Black Raw down the inside of cart. Goes through there. And now it's close between the race lead with him. Or him in the race lead. This is 3 to go.
He's gonna get him. 2.5. He should get him right here. It's gonna be interesting. Oh, Bennett has DRS now. And he's not using it.
No, he doesn't have DRS now.
It doesn't? Oh,
No.
okay, but mine says he does.
No. Yeah. Tommy Karate and Raptor again. Raptor pinching him toward the grass this time, but Tommy Karate, he's going to try to barge his way through now. Tommy Karate goes ahead for 4th right now, but Raptor, he's going to try to challenge back at it. Going to go down the inside of turn 4, or turn 3, that is, at the hairpin. He goes through, and he stays ahead of Tommy Karate. Tommy Karate off track just a little bit, but now Raptor gets ahead. But yeah, like you said, Black Raw, he should be able to get Bennett, but it's going to matter on penalties. That's the only big question.
Yeah.
He does pick up a penalty.
He's gonna have 2 laps coming up on. He needs to overtake Bennett. This on lap 35, he has to overtake Bennett to try to get 3 seconds. He cannot wait to the final lap. He's gonna have to do it this lap. Just 1.2. He's gonna be just outside of it for this straight, but maybe the second straight he has him. It is, yeah. He's gonna get him the second straight.
Should have DRS in the second straight though. That's what will be crucial. He will. He's definitely using a lot of that overtake button. You can tell from Black Raw. He's definitely abusing that thing. And now for the race lead. It's so close. This is the gap between the race win. How hard will Bennett protect for this victory? Here he comes. This is down to turn 4. Black Raw, he's got his opportunity really right in his hands. Now Black Raw goes to the left side. Bennett defends on the right side on the inside. But Black Raw challenging around the outside. Side by side. It's not even a challenge. Black Raw goes ahead.
Now can Black Raw get DRS from Thrasher right here?
And will Black Raw be able to pull a 3-second gap in this final lap because
1
of
second
the
already.
difference in penalties, and Thrasher goes wide?
It's already 1 second.
The last thing Thrasher wants to do is give Bennett DRS, which I think he's going to be able to do so now this time, and he will. And Dominant Square is out of the session. Fireking gets a penalty. Raptor gets a penalty. All of them get penalties. Tommy Karate's out with a puncture, I think that is. That may have been with a puncture, and yeah, it might have been. With those 24-lap mediums. So now this might be a concern for Cart and Raptor in this final lap. This is going to put Aaron Ocon 7th. This might put Communist in the points. Hissy in the points. Fire King in the points. Late laps drama. Square out of the race. Tommy Karate out of the race. But for the race lead, it's 1.4. And Thrasher giving Bennett DRS. Now letting him by. Thrasher is. What's going to be the gap at the end here? Two seconds. Now, it's close. Needs to be within a 3-second range. Black Raw after a podium last week. It was his first podium. It was his first points finish. He's going to come around the final corner to take the win on track. But will it be enough for Bennett to hold on off of penalties? It will not, actually. That's probably the timing glitch from that because of him lagging out. So a bit of confusion from that, but as things stand, Black Raw with the win. But because of the timing glitch, because Black Raw lagged out, because Bennett lagged out, that's put now Black Raw 8 seconds ahead, which that's not true. But you know from the penalty difference and everything else right there, from what you saw, that Bennett takes the win. That's for the 3rd time this season, and he could go on at the end of the season to lead the most laps in Tier 3 yet. Well, he already has led the most laps in Tier 3 yet, but the most laps in this league yet. Fire King trying on Communist for the final corner. It's going to be Communist taking 8th. If he could hold off, he's going to score his first points finish. Communist will. Fire King back in the points as well. Whew, wow. And yeah, it was 2.6 at the end, Pluto. So yeah, the timing glitch did play a part in that. And Aaron Ocon does gain the most positions out of everyone. But yeah, that was the timing glitch. It was 2.6 like you said at the end. So the race victory gap would be 0.4 with that being said. Wow, Davis, what a race that was.
Yeah, really good race, kind of, yeah.
Everyone had penalties, holy cow. Fake Fire United 11th place position. Only 10 cars finished on the same lap at the end. Wow. Everyone had a penalty. You might see that going into Tier 2 soon. Some notables from the race. Aaron Ocon going 20th to 7th. Not bad for him. 13 positions gained. Fire King in the points again. Communist in the points for the first time. That'll be a celebration for McLaren. And yeah, that's really all about it. Because of the fastest lap glitch that's happened with Fake Fiery, that's going to mean I think M&K Boy will take the fastest lap, if I'm correct. Yes, it will. M&K Boy is going to take the fastest lap because of Fake Fiery's fastest lap glitched right there. And finally, we didn't have a restart in Tier 3 for once. Let's go. And by the way, Cart gets on the podium for the first time as well. Congratulations to him. After the 2 DNFs he's had the last few weeks, and all the air he's gotten, all the air lifts he's took, he takes a podium. Oh, wow. Yeah, I could see that was yeah, I could see that was the timing glitch at the end. As what's it called? What? Yeah, you would, because of the timing glitch. You were within 3 seconds. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I noticed we had one too. Well, I had one at least. From the lobby, and when you joined back, so yeah, and then it switched like the interval gap glitches. So yeah, no, you were within 3 seconds at the end, which you needed to be, and you would take the win. So yeah, I guess I may as well start off with you, Bennett. First win for you. I mean, what other way to put it? Make sure your audio is included. Well, yeah, first win. Did I just say first win? No. First win of the weekend for McLaren. We'll put it that way. First win of the weekend for McLaren after you guys gone 2 wins on Saturday last week. Nothing to do on Sunday because of Pluto's DNF. He looked like he was going to be contention for a win. You get McLaren's first win of the weekend. 3 wins for you. you led a decent amount of this race. You're about to lead 100 laps in this tier alone in the first 6 races. That means if you lead over 140 laps plus something more than that, you could go on in this season to lead the most laps in this league alone. How does that make you think about that?
It's quite mad. But yeah, don't really know what to say, but yeah.
Well, how do you put that
It's a
battle with
mental
Black Ball?
race.
Because it was a race-long battle between you two for the victory.
Well, yeah, I just tried to save. I just wanted to stick behind him. I didn't want to be in the lead because every time with a similar pace, I just wanted to stick behind him and save the ERS up. But yeah, sometimes he got in front of me, sometimes I got in front of him. It was just chopping and changing. But yeah, it was down to. I was expecting him just to stay out in the hards, but my hards before I got lagged out.
Yeah.
But like 60% or something. So he was sliding about too. But obviously, they were quite bad tyres for him too.
Why did you think he pitted at the end? Was it, we can
I
assume
thought he
it's hard
must have.
how those tires were wearing, but that costed him a good chance at a win.
I thought he would have just whacked it on lean and just went round cautiously, but yeah. I was surprised when he pitted because he had it in the bag.
And you extend that championship lead again. That's at least going to be over at least 39 points more than that, probably.
Yeah.
Who knows at this point? I mean, we can't even predict. We'll find out, of course, what goes on. But you lead the championship. Not even really a championship battle, but Communist, your teammate, scores points for McLaren.
Yeah.
And you've got to be happy about that with your teammate Communist scoring points for the first time.
Yeah, he's just trying to party now, and he was happy to say the least. Like, even if it's a few points, it helps. He
Definitely.
picked up some points too.
It's funny because coming into this race, McLaren had 99 points in Tier 2 and Tier 3. And I guess that's kind of broken apart now, I guess, with you taking the win, Communist taking it was 9th, I think, right? 9th?
Yeah, it's not. We're
Not bad,
think,
though,
without
you know.
penalties.
Yeah. Yeah, so congrats to you on the win.
Cheers.
Davis, do you have any questions for Bennett?
No, but I bet you're happy you got DRS the final lap from Thrasher.
Kind of. Was
Yeah.
he trying to let me pass? Like,
I have
No,
no
there's a
clue,
few
but
times.
that helped you out so much.
I know. No, the first time I think it's before I lagged out. He was trying to let me through because he knew I was getting the DRS because he was on fresher tyres.
Yeah, it was too
And
late
then he
though.
backed off and then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The same
Congrats on the
happened
win.
when I was
And then,
behind Black Raw. I don't know who it was. I think it was one of the Red Bulls. He was getting DRS of him, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's what it is.
Yeah. I know. I was like, the two Haas's giving you DRS. What is this now?
Yeah.
In all seriousness, I was like, wow, are they actually trying to do that? That's
I mean,
good,
that's
I
why I was
guess,
surprised. It was like Fresh is giving me DRS. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
shocked, too.
Thrasher said in the main chat, I said, I'm just gonna retire now.
Fair enough.
Regardless of that, congratulations on the win.
Cheers.
Cart, now to you. You were 3rd place. It's your first
Hello.
podium.
Yes, very
Hello.
happy.
I may as well just say it's your first podium. Congrats on that.
Yeah,
Davis,
thank you.
how about you ask some questions? I may as well let you get some time.
I still don't have a question, but I didn't see you
My
flip
God.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see you
didn't
go in
see you
the
flip
air at
today.
all.
Yeah, it's the first time
Yeah.
in 2 weeks I've finished.
Yeah.
Without going
So,
in the
It's
air.
nice. The
How
DNF
happy are you
streak's
about that?
gone. Nice, because I can actually get points instead of throwing every race away in like the second last lap.
Yeah, now, of course, you might have not been in that position at Japan if you'd stayed out under the safety car. You didn't stay out under the safety car.
Yeah.
How happy are you to finally get a podium out of this? Because, of course, it's been like, oh, when am I going to DNF? When am I going to go 360 no scope in the air? It was all questions at that point. But now,
About halfway through
now,
lap 31, I was like,
I
this
guess
is hitting DNF territory here. I'm gonna DNF soon, I swear. Like, near the end of the race, like the last few laps, it's like, that's
Yeah,
territory to
you
like,
had me.
be hitting the wall.
What was your tyres on?
Ah, 70-ish, I
Yeah,
think.
he was gaining on me though. I was on 80% when I crossed the line, at least that. So I was trying to keep within. I had a frame glitch. I was trying to keep within
Jesus.
Fire King, not Fire King. Black Raw, and and I had like 80% tires.
Black Roar
Um,
hit me into a warning when he was behind me, like overtaking me, like hit me in
Yeah, we kept it
turn
quite close, to be
7.
fair. No one.
And then-
We both didn't want to be in front. Like, we just wanted to stay behind. He had 6
Yeah, but
seconds.
you also
I
didn't
had
want to
3
cost time to
seconds
like
of
those guys
pens.
behind to catch up. So
Yeah.
I didn't
Like,
think it'd
if
be.
I went in front, I couldn't create a gap. Behind, like, if I went in front of them, there was no chance. I would have just burned my ARS and it was game over.
I didn't think I'd be in a chance of a top 5 after my amazing start, which put me from like 9th to 17th. I had so much wheel spin off the start.
I'm surprised my AI didn't pit either. When there was on 60% or
We were all
something.
celebrating
oh
when
my
you like
god, yeah.
Raptor just started like screaming when he left. He was. I don't know, he did fine. It was funny.
I mean, especially considering how crucial that'd be for him in the championship Raptor. But I want to ask, what happened with Tommy Karate? What'd you see? Because you were running near him, and on the final laps he DNF'd. I can only assume a puncture because how his tire wear was. But do you know anything what happened to him? Because he DNF'd in the final laps, and same thing with Square. Because I know you guys are usually in parties. What happened with Square as well?
Square said, I think his first assumption was Fire King, like, kind of swiped him, killed him, and he was parked on the straight, which wasn't good. And then Raptor was fighting with Tommy Karate, and then I just see DNF on the screen, so I don't really know, to be fair. Because Raptor had damage
Alright.
for, like, the last 10 laps. That's why he was falling off so much.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what happens.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to both you in the podiums. But
Wow.
I just want to put out there, I'm also thankful for this race because we didn't actually have to have a restart for once in Tier 3.
Yeah.
I wish.
No,
Thank
we also
God.
didn't have a full safety car with, like, one VSC.
I think it was 2,
I think-
right?
Yeah.
Was
That's
it?
not bad,
Oh,
to be
yeah.
fair.
Oh, no, it was 2 because
Alright,
MK
a bit
jumped me off the
nice.
second one.
Big shout out to
If you
Con.
go back and watch the stream, you'll know how much of a battlefield race that was. That was so battlefield. There was always
Yeah,
a battle
we
going
do.
on. Didn't matter where.
Yeah.
Always
You're not gonna
was.
hear me talk at all, too. What's how?
Yeah.
Alright, in a
Okay.
bit.
Yeah. I mean, it was that intense. I mean, I tried to let you, but then it got boring, of course, whenever
I
that
know
happened,
every
but
time
yeah.
I try to say something, everybody was just not battling no more. Everybody just
Yeah,
got
I know.
separated. And then when you talking,
know.
they'll go like 3 wide and stuff.
Well, I mean, maybe we'll see in post-race interviews at Tier 2. Who knows?
I
But
hope.
regardless of that, tune in to Tier 2 later on today.
In
That is
Wow,
40
40
think of the
minutes.
time. Yeah, 40 minutes. Wow, I couldn't even think of the time. I'm such a dumbass. Anyway, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK. That's the time it's at for Tier 2. It should be interesting because that is going to be another close race because look at last season. Or no, look at Season 1, I'm sorry. Where that race was always going to be a battle. No matter where it was. There was always a battle for the podium. Davis, you probably don't want flashbacks, but
No.
I mean, I'll probably see Davis 2K7 off the party from that. But no, for real though, because of how that brings back memories. But because of how close this race was in Season 1 in the dry, and Season 1 and Season 2 in the Season 2 of Tier 1, Season 1 and Tier 1 and Season 1 of Tier 1, I just said Season 1 twice. Season 1 of Tier 1, Season 2 of Tier 1, because how close that race was and action filled. You may see another race like that today. But with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the race. We're at Hungary next week for Tier 3.
Yeah.
That would be enjoyed. And yeah, I know, right? And catch us in 40 minutes for Tier 2 time. Then, so hopefully you enjoyed watching, and hopefully you catch us for Tier 2. I'd like people to come back for Tier 2. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.